Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the News at Noon. I'm Mike McNeil. All those stories plus focus on the family and the pet of the week, all to come between now and 12:30. It looks great.
It does look a little funny.
Is the weather different up there? And the guard takes your taxes. If you...
You paid those taxes?
No, I haven't paid my taxes.
Pay now if you value your head.
I do, in fact, value my head, so thank you. And obviously, they're very much in character, and that scared me a little. Got to be honest with you, Jamie. Anyway, so you go on through and you learn all about the Bethlehem and how things were about 2,000 years ago. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Wednesday. That's halfway to Friday, the 20th of February. I'm Mike McNeil. And we'll explore some paranormals in the valley. Yeah, it turns out that there's ghosts around here. Stories by those convinced of area hauntings will let you decide for yourself. About 20 minutes till the hour. I don't know about you guys, but I saw that story already. Yeah. I got some goosebumps.
Really?
Did you get goosebumps?
I've got a no-tam.
You scared me yourself.
I'm going to do it again.
You know, I've got a no-tam.
I'm sorry?
A no-tam.
I think you need to watch your mouth.
That's
no more therapy for Chicken Little.
Right.
No.
He feels validated today.
Exactly.
I told you.
Things are falling out of the sky.
All
today.
over the place, and some of it caught on video.
Exactly. We've got the last.
Of course, Obama born there, so I'm sure that played a
Probably
little
brought
bit.
out quite a few of the voters, but certainly a lot of people excited.
Yeah, I bet they didn't think it was going to drag out this long.
I don't think anyone knew. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Haley.
Haley, thanks a lot. Well, let's continue talking politics for just a minute to talk more about the primaries. Joining us now is Dr. David McQuilkin. He's the political analyst from Bridgewater and the honorary political analyst for Daybreak as well. Dr. McQuilkin, this is Mike. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I couldn't be any better. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, there's a lot of talk, especially on right-wing radio right now, with Limbaugh and Hannity saying that one way or another, Clinton is going to manage to woo these so-called super delegates. If that were to happen, what's the potential outcome of that? And is that really a possibility, these kind of backroom deals? Well, they are coming home to some winter temperatures. Just how much winter they're going to be seeing when they come home, Kirk. All right, Kirk, thanks a lot. Let's get right to our trivia. 2 pizzas today, right?
2 pizzas. Yes, we're doing presidential trivia.
Nobody got this yesterday.
No.
First president to have his inauguration reported by Telegraph, former Tennessee Governor James K. Polk.
That's right. And what's today's question?
Who was the last president born in the 18th century? Kind of a trick question. Kind of a trick question. Got to think about that. The last president born in the 18th century. Trivia at WHSV.com. Name, address, telephone number. 1 winner per household every 30 days. All right, let's win us a Domino's. All right, we'll just buy the whole store. Pick 3, 694. Pick 4, 2627. The cash 5 is 1482. And then 2125. Mega millions. Oh, big money, big money, big money. No whammies. 1, 38, 42, 55, 56. And your Mega Ball 34. Good luck, everybody, as Circle gets a square. Kirk, we'll look forward to it. Thanks a lot. Haley Harrison joins us at the desk now. She's here to catch us up on everything you missed while you were sleeping last night, which was a lot this time around.
Absolutely.
Right, you were saying Hawaii traditionally not really turning out for primaries. This time around, they came out.
Yeah, they had 17,000 people
It's
yesterday.
a big deal.
Compared to, what, 4,000 in previous primaries.
4 years ago.
Wow.
On to some other news this morning. One thing everybody's talking about. City Treasurer Becca Neal now out of jail this morning after posting $5,000 bond yesterday. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the News at Noon. I'm Mike McNeil. All those stories plus focus on the family and the pet of the week, all to come between now and 12:30. We'll hope you'll hang around. Right now, though, let's head over to the First Alert Storm Center where meteorologist Tracy Turner has the very latest on our Thursday, our Friday, and maybe just a sneak peek of the weekend. Tracy? Wait, now you were driving down from the north.
Down 81, yes, and right there through the valley near Mount Jackson.
Yeah, we were looking at a lot of really heavy, or low rather, visibility because of the heavy fog up there early this morning during daybreak.
Absolutely, but we'll see it again tomorrow. Things should be a little bit clearer into our weekend. I'll have that coming up a little later in the show.
All right, Tracy, thanks so much. Well, speaking of the traffic, let's go outside and take a look around at the traffic in Stanton where the fog has gone, the sun is out. Not a whole lot's going on, but that can change any minute of any day. You don't have to live here long to know that traffic just changes in a heartbeat. So before you leave the house today, just go to our website, WHSV.com. Click on First Alert Traffic. That's a link over on the left-hand side of our webpage. Well, some lawmakers in Stanton are trying to stop an adult business from moving into their city. but the efforts actually may be too little too late. The Stanton Republican Committee hosted a forum last night to try to inform folks of the dangers of pornography. Now, Stanton currently does not have an ordinance to help regulate adult businesses, so the Queen City can't stop those businesses from coming. However, they may be able to influence the store's reach in the community. The committee says the best thing to do right now is to at least speak out. Now, while residents may have to deal with an adult store moving into the neighborhood, Councilman Bell says they have to look to the future and stay vocal if they want to help correct this problem. Well, it was June of 2005. Harrisonburg passed an ordinance allowing adult bookstores to open up businesses in their city, but not without a whole lot of restrictions attached. The city ordinance only allows an adult business to open up in very specific areas of the city, and it has to be certain distances away from things like schools, places of worship, and residential neighborhoods. Currently, there are 3 adult bookstores in Harrisonburg. Now, since that ordinance was passed, no adult businesses have applied for permits to open up in Harrisonburg. Taking our attention now across the nation, O.J. Simpson had a court hearing this morning where he now faces charges in connection with last week's Las Vegas hotel room confrontation. Simpson has been charged with 11 crimes, including armed robbery and kidnapping. ABC's Jeremy Hubbard has the latest. All right, folks, here it is. It's a stretch, I promise. And finally, in today's good news at noon, happy anniversary to the smiley face. That's right, 25 years ago today, a professor at Carnegie Mellon University says that he first typed a colon, a hyphen, and then a parenthesis, creating the very first emotional icon, or emoticon. Emoticon, is that how you say that? I don't know. The smiley has undergone a lot of changes since then. It can now be displayed from a range of emotions and actions, including crying and drinking and love, the form of colorful graphics, and somehow, folks, the fact that you can now say something terrible in an email and just put a little smiley after it makes it okay, and, well, that's just good news for everybody. Tracy? Is that good? That was a good segue. Thanks a lot, Tracy. Still to come on the news at noon, the pet of the week is here. You're going to want to stick around. Right now, though, let's take a look at traffic. Here's what's going on in Weir's Cave. Not a whole lot. It's just pretty out there. That's all we can say about that. Check out the traffic in your neighborhood, WHSV.com. Click on First Alert Traffic. That's over on the left-hand side of your webpage. Well, when it comes to losing weight, there are tons of options out there. A lot of us just choose to hit the gym. But there's a group of ladies here in the valley that have decided to, well, take an alternative approach. All right, but what if you aren't cut out for the gym and you haven't found that secret weight loss program from some late-night infomercial?
Your salads will never be the same.
I've lost 4 dress sizes and, like I said, 45 pounds.
So how did this mother of 3 lose all that weight?
My weight loss secret is pole dancing and exotic dancing.
Yeah, you heard her right. Pole dancing. And folks, she is not alone.
Grandma of 2, and great-grandma to be shortly in July.
Ruth and her classmates meet up to 3 times a week to work out on the pole. She says there's plenty of gain from all that sweat and pain.
I still have enough strength here that, it's tight enough that if you hit me there, it would bounce. And I wouldn't.
And the ladies say it's not just about getting in shape. They're quick to point out that what they do is actually an art. They have little in common with the Bada Bing girls on The Sopranos. Besides, they say, it's not all about the dancing anyway.
It was fun to be with a big group of women, girls, and just, I felt like a girl again.
I don't need the validation. Nobody has to say to me, gosh, you look young. I know.
Kara says that if being in great shape, an improved body image, and renewed sense of empowerment is not enough reason.
After my 3rd child, there were times that it was just like my husband, and it was just kind of like, hey, turn lights on.
Well, let's just say her husband's a fan.
The stretch marks will never go away, but I can now deal with it and show Jim that this is me, and I like me, I love me, and he loves me, and there is no, now it's not weird, there is no, I'm much more, yeah, and I'm a lot of times, most of the time now, the aggressor, so he likes that, obviously. So, is that PG-13?
Yes, it was. One psychologist I spoke with who's actually taken the class says that classes like this provide a great way for women to learn to feel really good about themselves, no matter what kind of messages they're getting from society. Might actually end up going for men, too. Turns out, Share Girls Studios has started a men's class, and there's not been a shortage of interest. If it's not for you, that's all right. There's always the gym. In Harrisonburg, Mike McNeil. You guys have a lighter bar? WHSV News 3. So you're over 30. You're still single for whatever reason, but you live in the valley where everybody seems to be married. And the older you get, well, the fewer fish there seem to be in the sea. So where do you start to look for that special someone? You can pick door number 1 and look for a mate at church. Or there's door number 2 and check out the local bar scene. And then there's door number 3, the internet. Internet dating is nothing new. From Hollywood movies,
voluptuous, sensuous, DWF seeks special man to share starlit nights, must love dogs. I put that in for you.
to relationship counselors actually recommending online services to their single clients, internet dating has reached the mainstream.
People would come into my office. They would want me to do pre-engagement or premarital counseling. I'd ask them how they met, and they would tell me they met at eHarmony, and they were 2 different parts of the country.
Now, there's a lot of services to choose from. Match.com, eHarmony, and Lava Life, just to name a few. But licensed counselor John Kubler says he recommends eHarmony to his single clients who are looking to find more than just a date for Friday night.
We were just so overwhelmed because it was love at first sight.
According to a 2005 Harris poll, eHarmony is responsible for 90 marriages a day, with 10 to 15,000 new members registering each and every day. Little wonder why Marilla Showalter is looking for love online.
I joined eHarmony because 2 of my best friends met their spouses on eHarmony and have been trying to talk me into joining for a couple of years.
And before you think it's all about physical attraction,
eHarmony, I think, has better ability to match with compatibility.
In fact, eHarmony guides users through a step-by-step process that requires you get to know key issues about one another before you're allowed to even communicate one-on-one. A fact that Shirley Cobb says she really appreciates.
It does safeguard, and you already know that you've got a lot in common and that there are some givens in terms of, or at least maybe not givens, but assumptions that there's going to be something there to connect the 2 of you.
How about romance? You know, the old-fashioned notion of 2 people meeting across a crowded room and living happily ever after. Well, Kubler says that in many ways, meeting online is actually more old-fashioned than you might at first think.
But there's a difference between courtship and dating. eHarmony would look more at what I would call courtship. It's intentional. You get to know the person first. Dating is more, I'm attracted to your package.
So keep in mind that no matter which door you choose, say church or the bar scene or the internet, the worst thing that he or she can say is no. Hey, how you doing?
Go away.
Or go away. Hey, you guys have internet in here? Mike McNeil, WHSV News 3. Tattoos. You might expect to see them on rock stars and bikers and guys who just really, really love their moms. But perhaps you associate them with those making antisocial statements. Who can forget Ed Norton's tattooed chest when he played a neo-Nazi in the film American History X? Well, no matter what assumptions you make about those who get tattoos, you might still be surprised to find out the guy in the cubicle next to you is hiding more than just a spare tire under that collared and pressed shirt and tie. Welcome to a little part of town I like to call Berg Vegas.
I'm a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow.
Meet Annie. She spends a lot of her time reading to kids and crocheting. Yep, crocheting.
There are plenty of people who are tattooed who work in incredible jobs giving back to their communities.
People like Ashley McCoy. She's a mom and the assistant director of the Arts Council of the Valley.
It's just a form of self-expression to me. I love art. I love body art. There's experiences in my life that I've documented by it, and why not?
Annie and Ashley are part of what the Canadian Sociology and Anthropology Association is calling North America's tattoo renaissance. Some sociologists believe tattoos provide a way for a generation that has had so very little stability in their lives to create a permanent reminder of a time worth remembering.
I just got my meteorology certificate, and I've been thinking about this for like 2.5 years, almost 3 years, and it's something that was a life-changing experience that I'm getting on my arm.
That's a satellite image of a storm. The storm, as a matter of fact, that made Lee want to become a weatherman. In the winter issue of Context magazine, sociologists Milan King and Catherine Jones go as far as to say that tattoos, to many, have become more of a rite of passage into adulthood. But what happens when that passage demands a mortgage, health insurance, or a career? Penn State professor and sociologist Dr. Nick Rowland says that tattoos certainly have grown more popular. However, they have not necessarily become more accepted in corporate America.
Clearly, this rise in human resources regulations concerning the display of tattooing, and piercing is in the same category, suggests that indeed it's not as normal as, at least normal to the professional world, as it is more popularly.
An insight that Ashley McCoy gained from a simple handshake.
I shook a hand. I have a tattoo right on my wrist, and it popped out, and things led. So why would you ever want to do that to yourself? And what do you do? And what kind of job do you have that you could ever get away with that? And I explained myself, and by the end of it, I felt pretty good.
So, whether it's to remember an event or simply a way to express one's individuality, nearly everyone seems to agree on this.
This is literally, it's an extension of who I am.
One other thing that you might find interesting, I asked the owner of Alley Cat Tattoo in Berg, Vegas, where all the impetuous college students were. The artists were really quick to tell me that most of the tattoos they do are actually planned days, sometimes weeks in advance, and aren't often spur-of-the-moment decisions. At times, they are a-changing. In Berg, Vegas, Mike McNeil, WHSV News 3.